everyone, it's Froggy and I'm back again with another episode of Hakuoki Kyoto Win. So we've got an option here. I still wanted to help or decided to stay home. I want to help. Still, I wanted to do what I could. It might be my last chance to see Hakuoki. Excuse me. No. Rude. There, jeez. Please let me go. I won't get in the way.
今回のは使いでも遊びでもねえんだ。一時は同志だった奴らの暗殺だ。万が一のことがあれば、平助だって切ることになるかもしれねえんだぜ。
I know. It's not something to be taken lightly. I knew that the Shinsengumi had carried out these sorts of black operations before. There was no way that I could have stayed with them as long as I had and not known, but I couldn't just let them shoulder all the responsibility. I was done looking away until the deed was done. No more. Perhaps it's presumptuous of me to say so, but I consider myself a member of the Shinsengumi. And because we're going through this, I want to help everyone.
決意は固いようだな。
His face had lost its usual warmth. It wasn't anger or cruelty that showed now, but the gravity of the general addressing his men.
ならばどうする？この一件において君は何をしたいんだね？
I had already decided that I would help with Itu, convince Hakuoki. I'll do anything. I'm gonna do anything. I'll do anything.
何でもと言われても、そうだな。
That day, Kondo asked me to visit Dr. Matsumoto. Kondo told me that I could return at whatever hour I wanted, so I took my time getting there, but I had a suspicion that this was their method of watching out for me to avoid my involvement with the assassination, if at all possible. The person who I had accompany me was... I apologize, Yamazaki. I'm sorry that you have to come with me to the doctor's shop.
いや、問題ない。局長の考えは分かっているつもりだ。
No, it's not about that. I just think that if you weren't here, you'd be off doing something way more important.
そのことなら案じなくていい。俺がいなくても問題なく遂行されているはずだ。
I see. When Yamazaki and I returned to the compounds, we heard many different voices chatting inside. I wonder what's going on.
いや、皆さんが帰ってきたようだ。
Inside, there was a large commotion going on, and then we heard a familiar voice call out to us.
Yamazaki! 誰かいねえか?
I'll be right there! The tone of Nakakura's voice was alarmed, and it gave me a bad feeling. As I stepped into the dojo, which seemed to be the heart of the commotion, I was dumbfounded. Hakuoki! Hakuoki was sprawled along the floor, covered in his own blood.
長倉さん、これはどうしたんですか？どうもこうもね、敵にやられた。ですが、この傷はひどすぎる。俺では無理です。すぐに松本先生のところに。
そんな猶予はありません。すぐに東堂君を奥に運んでください。
奥って、どういうことだよ。松本先生に見せるなら、このまま外だろ。
Sanan.
このままでは松本先生のところに着く前に東堂君は死にます。長倉君はそれでもいいのですか？
いいわけねえだろ。けどよ、奥であんたがやろうとしてるのは何なんだよ。
彼を死なせたくない気持ちは私も同じです。
三男さん、あんた平助に落ち水を飲ませるつもりなのか？
それを決めるのは私ではありません。最後の判断は東堂君に任せようと思っています。
ふざけんじゃねえ。あんたは鬼か。
By this point, Nagakura was screaming furiously at Sanan, going so far as to point his sword at him.
私は鬼ではなく羅刹ですから。殺すつもりなら確実に心臓を狙うか首を落としなさい。
二人ともそんなことをしている場合じゃありません。このままでは東堂さんが。分かってるよ、そんなことは。
では私に任せてもらいましょう。
Nagakura sheathed his sword, as if silently resigning to Sanan's suggestion.
くそー！
Nagakura left us with his last outburst, and he stormed off. After that, I ran after Nagakura, remained here with Haisuke. We're gonna stay here with Haisuke. I stayed behind, and I timidly looked towards Sanan. Sanan looked back at me, and we locked eyes for a minute.
あなたも私を鬼だと思いますか？どうぞ鬼だと思ってもらって結構です。
I mean, I'm also a demon, bud, so who cares?
ですが、今まさに死のうとしている命を救う手立てがあるのに、それをしないのは。
Well, I couldn't find the words. What would my doctor of a father have done?
私の願いは、東堂君に生きてほしいのです。あなたも私と同じ気持ちなら、これ以上邪魔をしないでください。
We'll leave this in your hands. Stop Sanan. Well, we're gonna have to trust him. Understood. Please take care of Haisuke.
ありがとう、雪村君。あとは私に任せてください。東堂君も苦しむ姿をあなたには見られたくはないはずですから。
Before Sanan could go, I stood up, and I ran back to my room. The attack on the watch, as well as the assassination of Itu, later became known collectively as the Aburano Koji incident. An unexpected turn from both the demons and the Satsuma from their trap-laying resulted in a number of casualties for the Shinsengumi and the watch, including Haisuke's fatal wound. In order for Haisuke to live, he had no choice but to drink the water of life. While this was all going on, Shikage Kazuma took the time to strike at the heart of our compounds. The serum, brought into the Shinsengumi by my father, was now slowly eating all of them away. My heart began sinking from the weight of all of this. (1867) November. I was making my way to the area of the compound the Fury Corpse was restricted to, determined to speak with Sanan. I just really needed to talk to him about that night. Sanan! I spotted him alone in the hallway and called out to catch his attention.
雪村君、どうしたんです？こんなところに来て。
My appearance seemed to have flustered him. Toward me quickly, his eyes scanning in every direction.
以前羅刹に襲われたことを忘れたわけでもないでしょう。ここに一人で来てはいけないと言われているはずです。
I'm sorry, but I really needed to speak with you. He must have caught something from the tone of my voice, because he paused and thought for a moment. The words, when they came, were slow and deliberate.
雪村君、申し訳ないのですが、ここではお話しできません。彼は不安定な状態ですし、私にも仕事がありますから。
You're right. I'm sorry to have bothered you. Of course he would be busy. I felt horrible for not realizing it before coming. I bowed to excuse myself. With a strained laugh, he leaned in and whispered.
後で君の部屋に向かいます。詳しい話はその時にしましょう。
Speechless, I could only nod. I returned to my room. After an indeterminate time, as if hours had passed when it likely wasn't very long, I heard a soft voice outside my door. We settled inside my room, and Sanan began to speak.
雪村くんが私に聞きたいのは東堂くんの話ですね。
Oh no, is Okita also gonna have to drink the water of life? Yeah.
彼の体が落ち着くまで合わせることはできません。
Oh no, Okita did have to drink it, didn't he? His voice was matter of fact, and his expression brooked no argument.
羅刹に作り変えられる過程で彼は拒否反応を起こしています。そんな姿を見られたいとは誰も思わないでしょうから。
I understand.
君も複雑でしょうが、状況がどうあれ落ち水を飲むと決断したのは彼自身です。
His tone had lost its flatness. Now it was almost as if he was trying to convince me.
重傷を負った東堂くんは死にたくないという思いだけで落ち水に手を伸ばしました。彼とは付き合いも長いですし、命を取り留めてくれたことは私も嬉しく思っていますが、彼はこの選択がもたらす結末に悩まされることになるでしょう。
His brows wrinkled, and his eyes lowered. I could see clear concern for Haisuki on his face. He was truly worried about him. Sanan blinked, as if just remembering I was there, and then rushed to reassure me.
経過は順調です。あまり心配しないでくださいね。
Okay. The words were kind, though the tone was cold and clinical. It was as if he was building a wall between us, pushing me away. He would have never done anything like that before. His demeanor seemed colder now, crueler.
しかし因果なものですね。羅刹になるのは私だけで十分間に合っていたはずですが。
Huh? The self-derision and pain that surfaced in his laugh tore at my heart. His voice lowered to a mumble.
私はすべて受け入れる覚悟で羅刹となる道を選びました。自分が変わっていくことさえ怖いと思うことはありません。けれどできることなら彼まで苦しめたくなかった。
Sanan. His head turned away, hiding his face, but not before I saw a myriad of conflicting emotions, like anger, even sadness appeared. After a moment, Sanan squared his shoulders and brought his head up.
しかしながら彼が羅刹になった事実は変わりません。羅刹体がほぼ壊滅している現状、彼の力には大きな意味がある。私は今後彼を生きた大使としてではなく羅刹として扱うでしょう。
The smile he gave me was pleasant enough, if not for the edge that was just a little off.
恨んでくれて結構ですよ。これは非道な行いですから。
The cruel twist to his words made me sad. I will leave him to you. I won't hate you. I'll leave him to you. I turned to Sanan and bowed. I spoke from my heart. I'll leave him in your hands. You became a Fury first. When their suffering begins, I'm sure you're the only person that they can rely on. So, Sanan gave a troubled sigh.
君も変わった人ですね。未だに私を信用するとは。
But I knew that he was still the same inside. He hasn't changed at all. Seeing him use the powers of the Fury so often and relying on them so heavily made me frightened. But I hadn't forgotten who he really was. The words that I wanted to say to tell him that wouldn't come out regardless of how hard I tried. Sanan didn't notice and continued speaking.
気遣わせてしまったお詫びに私もできることはしましょう。自分が羅刹であることを彼が受け入れられるかどうか 見守っていくと。
Sanan, thank you so much. All the strain was gone from Sanan's face. Our agreement seemed to bring him peace.
ではおやすみなさい、雪村君。遅い時間に長々失礼しました。
Sanan. He turned to leave but paused at the threshold when I called out to him. He glanced back at me. It's been very cold lately. I hope you're taking care of yourself. Have you been sleeping well? I know a lot of things are going on right now, so you might not be resting. Well, he raised an eyebrow. Your face has been kind of frightening lately, and every time I saw him, it looked like he was silently suffering, and I couldn't help but feel anxious for him. Sighing, he padded over to me, closing the distance between us so much that the fabric of his sleeve brushed my arm. Sanan? His eyes caught and held mine. He leaned down so we were the same height, his face filling my vision. I think this is a good stopping point, so I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos from me, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.